Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. Forehead, you do see that there is an ominous pillar that is topped with an indigo carving of a dragon's head, and it looms in the middle of a tangled clearing.
Like, we could hustle it through those to get back to the temple, to check in with the Akuje, check in with Alec over at the Citadel. Do we want to take a moment to do that? That could be a chance. I mean, even if we can't leave the basement again, that could be a chance for us to send Arjuina or one of the kobolds or goblin into town to buy potions.
That's true. That's a good call.
Yeah. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
We can check on the sick kobolds that we rescued too.
That too. And, you know, if we come back and everything's in fire, then we know something is wrong.
Welcome back to a new episode of Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. We find ourselves just after Christmas in that liminal space between the solstice and the start of a new year. I hope everyone had a pleasant holiday, avoided as much terrible conversation as possible despite the inevitability of that likely not occurring. But let's go around. Zach, how you doing?
Holly and jolly.
Jules?
Pretty good.
Shay?
What is a circle but thick?
A sphere. And Sid, how are we doing?
I'm okay.
Most wonderful. So, last session, we had something that has very rarely happened. Last session and last episode fully co-aligned. We had one session, one episode. Normally, our sessions get split between 2 and sometimes 3. This one was 1. So everyone has started with fresh hero points. Mm-hmm. Medvik is super sad about having to dole them out so quickly between, but Medvik can go shove it. He needs a little bit of Christmas spirit. Him and the Grinch have been hanging out a little too much.
Well, Medvik gets some holly jolly in his life.
No holly jolly. More jolly, less holly.
Huh?
She is a good wench, though. Any case, What? You don't know about Holly the intern? She's been working here for like 6 months.
Man, I wish we had an intern.
Right.
Unpaid intern, get my coffee.
Now, when we last left off, y'all did this terrible sin of going entirely off the rails back to the keep.
We did.
What were y'all thinking?
Taffy's just along for a ride. She doesn't care.
So it was Shay's idea, and Shay wanted to make sure that the Citadel wasn't burning down, essentially. Also, I think we wanted to, if we couldn't move up from the basement, we wanted to, basically send somebody out for supplies. Replenish some stuff.
Yeah.
It feels like we're about halfway through.
I can understand that feeling. Let's see, how many pillars have y'all taken out so far?
A whole bunch. Feels like they just keep cropping up.
1, 2, 3.
Well, y'all have spent
4,
about a month in the jungle since y'all have rescued the kobolds.
5 pillars.
See, that's a lot of fantastic dispel magics. We've gotten really good at dispel magic over the course of 5 pillars.
And then once book 3 starts, we're never going to use it again.
I have to review book 3. I think you probably have quite a few opportunities to hit dispel magic in book 3 too. So.
And we killed a Taldane. 2 Taldanes.
Y'all did some mean things to a couple Taldanes.
They deserve it.
So, and if I remember, the last thing was Alec was just coming down the stairs, and Taffy had done a quick communication to him.
Yes, because the goblin did not know anything.
Yes, the goblin had a highly decorated sword with plenty of colored chalk on there. A mix of he had on there some green, some reds, an odd amount of yellow that's there. A lot of interesting pigments applied to that. And a little space in white with basically his standing orders on what he's expected to do while he's down there waiting for y'all.
Okay.
And so, as Alec is coming down, welcome back. Is your mission complete?
No, there's still some work to be done, but we figured we'd check in.
Yes. I do not think your brother expected you to tarry as long out in the Mwangi. He said he had pressing business with your eldest, something about Corvosa and a witch.
Oh, no. No, that tracks.
But he did leave a version of your request upstairs. But we can discuss that after we take care of your needs, of course. Well, let's not wait down here. I imagine it's quite frigid for all of you. I can see the goose pimples right on there. And he kind of takes his hand and he runs it along a little bit of the exposed arm that you have there, Shay.
Oh. For some reason, I thought he was going to touch Deimos' leg.
Ah.
That would be awkward.
Yes, it's quite hot over in the Mwangi.
Up here it is far more frigid. As you see, his attire is still kind of those standard Hell Knight sort of colors, the mixes of black and red, but you can see the collar is a little bit higher. It looks like the wools have been brought out instead of the standard linens. And as y'all begin kind of heading up the corridor that takes you from the lower level of Alcetta's rings, y'all see kind of going through the upwards start to the initial set of basement. You see a lot of the kind of goblins coming and going. You see quite a few of them have been... It looks like they've been up to a couple different projects.
Oh, no.
Give me either a crafting check or a perception check if you'd like to know more.
Oh, 30.
Said perception
24.
or crafting.
Perception or crafting.
19.
So as y'all begin kind of taking a look around, y'all see that the general state of the basement, even for where y'all's lighting setup was, for where the original collapse had been done, all of that work has been properly prepared and repaired. You can see some beginning fur starting to line the walls of this lower side of the basement. It looks like for different sets of insulation, you see a lot more hangings that very much seem to be more of a goblinoid type of expression. The big difference being is it looks like it's a guided goblinoid expression of where it looks like a committee of quite a few individuals came up with a bunch of ideas and someone went through and like axed the absolute worst of them until you got something that long shakes as well as goblins could agree on to begin a form of decoration down in this area.
So something to note, I just double checked it. We have a bag of who has the bag of holding?
I think it's me.
Okay. As we pass by Courtside of the Head, Snano's going to stop and is like, we have a decoration for the keep that we can hang up, a trophy of sorts.
Ah, excellent. We have the present...
I hand the bag of holding over to Stano.
We have that space presently in the center courtyard since it is not the appropriate time to get the different types of plants you wanted in. From my understanding, your notes said that they had to be done in an appropriate part of spring and early Kuthan. I don't think the trees would have survived. We've had to have brought those in.
Yes,
keep
you
them
should
from
be
the
keeping
cold.
them warm.
Yes.
Their roots should be... In any case, and she's going to pull out a drake's head.
But I think you'll appreciate what we have going on upstairs. Here, and he picks up the drake's head. He's holding it by one of the protrusions from it, whether it's a horn or a spike or something. He's basically kind of one-arming this out, and it's a little forward so it doesn't actually drip on him at this point.
Oh, she would have packed it because they took that a long time ago.
Oh, and then it's just been kind of holding that up. Fantastic. You made sure the inside of the bag is still clean.
Well, it's a bag of holding, so one would hope.
Oh, good. Those can get quite rancid if not properly cleaned.
I believe, Deimos, this is the one that sunk its teeth into your stomach.
Probably.
You're not sporting any scars, are you? And Alec kind of takes his hand and he kind of pushes your vest aside. Oh, no good.
Gonna check on that?
Well, of course. Your presentation as a bard is absolutely immaculate. You don't want that to be damaged.
Okay, fair.
Your singing is a valuable resource, as well as your lyre play. In fact, the last time I was taking a look at the books, you helped fund quite a bit of the projects presently going on, as well as, I think, Taffy and Caslin's idea. We've been able to evolve a bit. And as he says that as y'all come up to the...
Rose art.
As it were.
So y'all come into the center
Hashtag
courtyard.
not sponsored.
It's you see a couple parts of where it looks like it snowed a little bit in the area. It's generally a bit frigid. In some of the areas, you see a little bit of snow pile up, but for the general part of the open courtyard, y'all see it's been cleared away, and there's this series of tables that have been set up.
Taffy ducks off to one side circumspectly.
Okay,
To a snowdrift.
into just
No. over to one. You can't see what she's doing because her back is to the party.
Okay.
Sure.
And Alex starts pointing out to the tables, and you actually see a couple goblins kind of working on something, and they're doled up in these different types of furs, and they've got these little goblinoid little leather gloves going. One of them standing on each. They got like essentially this little bench that they're standing on top of where their workspace is, and it looks like they've got what appears to be a selection of water, and then what appears to be this type of powder, as well as this set of what appear to be powdered pigments. And it looks like they are taking some of the water, combining it with powder and pigments, and they're pouring it into these molds. And you take a look at these molds, and it looks like they are long rows of cylindrical molds. The molds themselves are kind of done out of wood, but some of them looks like the actual mold itself is done in a type of iron casting. And they mix up all the things, and then they'll take it, and then they will pour it into the mold, and they'll take a scraper, and they'll make sure everything's in there. And they've got another goblin who vigorously grabs a hold of one leg of the table, and he just starts shaking the table really, really hard. And then after it finishes up, they then have a couple more goblins kind of work together on either side of the table, kind of take it and then set it down and aside. And Shay, you take a look at that, and you know exactly what they're making right off the bat with your 30 check. Do you want to guess as a player?
Are they making chalk?
They are making chalk.
Did you research the process of chalk making for this episode?
Just a little bit.
I'm going to say I thought they were making crayons.
I mean, probably
very
a
similar,
process,
different material.
Yeah.
And so what you see is that you see they are making different types of chalk. Yes, they well, it seems as though the initial outline that Taffy and Caslin had put forth was quite a hit with the Shalonites, and well, they've had to quarry quite a bit of stone, and it gave us quite a bit of raw materials to work with. And so we've been using it to help fund the keep in the process of y'all being away.
Interesting.
They're making chalk.
They're making chalk.
We also found an interesting slate deposit in the cave system that Pib and Zarf had been playing in, that we had traveled through initially to Alceta's Ring.
I'm thinking about that. How are the other kobolds?
They healed up quite well.
Mm-hmm.
They've been a bit over everything. They are highly curious as a species, I think.
Yes.
Most of the time they have been herded by Luna and Greaves, and at the sound of that name, you see bounding off from the top of the battlements.
Uh-oh.
Here come down, jumping off, are Luna and Greaves.
Oh, how big are they?
They are now medium-sized, as large as Caslin at this point.
Stano's gonna bend down and open her arms to Greaves.
So Greaves comes in and just knocks you over.
Yes.
Luna comes in and just as Taffy is
Turning around to whip a snowball at Alec.
turns around, whips the snowball out at Alec, and ducking, Luna comes in and just kind of does this puppy slide right in, barreling ass over teapot Taffy on top of Luna's back, and just kind of just starts doing puppy spins with Taffy just holding on for dear life. Give me a reflex save.
Oh, Stano?
Taffy.
Oh.
21.
So you barely hold on enough to kind of keep yourself from whipping off into another snowbank, but then find yourself into a puppy gnome hug as
And I'm
both of y'all are
giggling and
getting
screaming
warg
at the same
kisses.
time.
And it's a little weird on the warg kiss because they're licking your face, but you can tell how wide open their jaws can go at the same time.
Don't say that. Taffy's scared of being.
But it's Luna, it's fine.
Luna will never.
Stano's got her fingers behind Greaves' ears and just scratch.
And their coats are like they're in winter thickness at this point. Like you get your fingers in there and it still doesn't feel like you can get down to like where their skin is. It's still, you're just down into the deep part of the double coat.
Deimos is definitely burying himself into the side of one of them. I bet they're warm.
And then as y'all, as they kind of begin their calm down, kind of Alec goes through tension, and then both of them do a sit. Their heads kind of pop up a little bit.
He's military taught the dogs.
Yeah, Dana would have left notes for that.
Oh my god.
I do use wargies. It just was much easier than saying warg puppies.
Wargies. He's just scratching Greaves on the side.
Oh, shorties.
Yes. We've been doing our best. They still do get out and run the town a little bit, but Pib and Zarf have their own aspect of training. They've been getting quite good. I think they've progressed up to second level spells from my understanding.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, I'm not that much of a steward of the arcane, but their antics have not burned anything down as of yet.
Taffy's just going to be holding on for dear life, snuggling against Luna.
Alright, so y'all needed a particular set of supplies. What are we looking for?
Yes, I believe we were looking to reset some of our rations, some of our potions. Sorry, I'm looking over all of the stuff that we've got. Should probably look into selling some things that we have. From that Drake, I believe we still have horns, wings, some things like that.
We have been getting quite a bit of assistance from Crink Twiddleton and the, we'll say laborers. Yes, that's probably the appropriate term. Between the dwarves and the gnomes and the periodic elves coming to assist on different parts of repairing the keep, it has been quite busy. We should be able to find some level of trade through their connections. So we can likely get that going. Though, it was very hard on Yolecha to be kind of exiled from most of the keep while your brother was here. She did make a friend, though.
Did she?
Yes, the young gentleman who had been caught from the ones who were attempting to trail Deimos.
Ah.
Oh.
If you have a moment, you should check in on that.
So it was only the one brother that appeared, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Is your brother not allowed to see Yolecha?
So, my twin brother has a great fear of bugbears.
Okay, but was this your twin?
Also, it probably would not be best to show a bugbear to most noble company.
Well, yeah, but she lives here.
In any case, you said that there was something left.
Ah, yes.
I'm gonna go to my rooms.
Of course. I imagine y'all are all quite tired.
She's just gonna scurry off with Luna
Excellent.
And Renali.
and Renali.
Renali, isn't your... No? Oh,
No, don't. Mm-mm.
something happened there.
Yes.
That?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the eyes?
Yep.
Oh.
What about the eyes? Sorry.
They're working on it, apparently.
I see.
After all these dragon pillars, I think she'll have it out of her.
Dragon pillars.
Yes, they're built by the Cinder Claws. They're these giant... Caslin, how tall are they? You're the one who's been pulling them out of the ground.
About 20 feet.
Once you get them fully out, approximately.
Easily 2 men. The height of 2 men.
And they're topped with these large dragon heads, and they have magical abilities. And honestly, if it weren't for Deimos and Taffy, then I don't know how we'd be handling this.
That sounds quite similar to some of the stories the kobolds have been telling about the mine. Apparently, at the center of their mining pit, there's something that is very similar to what you describe. Weird and unusual powers. Seems quite devastating.
Well, we've destroyed 5 of them.
Quite excellent. Who do you want to have take care of y'all's type of replenishing and supply? Because at the moment, Taffy has run off towards her room. So that leaves 3 of y'all to handle the 1, 2. Do y'all want to run as a pair? Do y'all, the 3 of y'all, want to work on that together?
I don't know. As a ranger, I would think that that Caslin would understand like the subsistence required for a group of people.
Taffy did leave the bag of holding with you guys.
So maybe Caslin.
Caslin, you want to handle the supplies?
Yeah. Do we have an idea of how large our gold pot is right now?
The thing is, I don't think we have just like straight up gold.
I think we have a lot of items, but not like a lot of straight
Yeah.
gold.
We actually lost gold that day. It looks like we didn't pull anything off of the Kishi. Yeah, it looks like we have a bunch of items, but we don't really have any like actual gold. But if you want to, if you have the ability to take a list, I can start listing off items that we need to sell. So we have 10 daggers, 3 clubs, 9 javelins, +1 striking long sword, another +1 striking long sword, up that to 25 daggers.
So 25 total or an additional 25?
25 total.
Okay.
We have a whip. We have an additional +1 striking whip. And from what I can tell, 5 sets of +1 leather armor. But no straight up gold.
Okay. We haven't pulled as much junk as we have in that other game that we played sometime.
Oh, and there were another 3 clubs and another 9 javelins. Sorry.
I mean, in the jungle, it's kind of hard to...
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we're not as rich.
This is mostly just us pulling shit from the parties.
Okay. Do I need to do the math for this, I guess, or do we...
So Kazlin's going to kind of take up the... we should probably get that into the armory first, see how much of that we can salvage and pull from things. Don't you think, Sir Kazlin? And this has been a bit awkward, but someone's been leaving things for you each week. It seems as though someone has kept... It's so strange, but someone has been leaving pies for you.
And you have a problem with this?
No, it's just that each time we tell them that you haven't returned, and they come back with a fresh pie each week.
Well, it's best to be prepared.
Who is bringing him pie?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's important, too. Who is it?
Here, I think it'll make itself clear. Come with me to the kitchen, Kazlin.
Oh, Stano's following along.
Deimos is right along because this is interesting suddenly.
Don't you want to put pants on? Or a shirt?
Yes, I'm freezing, but I want to know about the pies.
So y'all move in towards the kitchen off the courtyard. It's a couple of rooms down. And as you get into there, y'all come across the kitchen. You have a couple folks busying themselves around. It looks like you have a couple gnomish cooks who are, halfling cooks actually, who are making sure that everything is prim and proper for the goblins, and as well as the folks who are pulling the staff of the keep together.
Stano recognize any of this staff?
Give me a perception check.
33.
So you recognize some of them are sporting some Chilaxian slave markers, but you're not seeing anything that would have either a Salisfur demarcation, but they all appear to be different forms of former markings, and it looks like each one has been crossed through. But they are it looks like it's a mix of the marks that would be put on slaves born into it, as well as those who would be captured, for the small denotations between them. And it looks like it's from a variety of places.
Interesting.
And they're on like different parts of the body. Some it's on the wrist. Some you might catch something like it's a cuff around the neck or along those lines. Now, as Kazlin, you go in there, and Alec kind of takes and shows you over to a section, and you notice that there is a pie container, and it looks like it is a form of sealed container. It's cylindrical in nature, like you would expect for a good pie. It looks like it's about 5 inches tall, fully sealed, and if you touch it, it's warm.
Enchanted.
It looks like it's got a couple latches, and as you pull the latches and you lift it up, and you're just hit with this scent of warm, savory pie. We've had a couple people look at the container. It seems to keep whatever's in there at, I suppose it's a baked ready freshness for onwards of about several days. Though this one seems to be about, I believe we received this one 2 days ago. We didn't want to let them go to waste, so beforehand we would always share, and I must apologize, Kazlin. We didn't want the food go to waste. We have plenty of mouths to feed in here. But this one is coming specifically for you.
Are there any identifying marks on this container?
What kind of skill would you like to use for that?
At about this time, Taffy's
Lore
gonna
Underworld, maybe?
All right, go for Underworld.
wander into the kitchen by herself.
Okay, doke.
24?
24. So y'all see Taffy come back in.
Someone's leaving Kazlin mystery pies.
Oh, weird.
So
Any idea who?
So we're about to find out. Maybe.
you recognize the lattice work.
Of all the things to recognize.
And the reason you recognize the lattice work, because it was one of the most impressive things from while you were at that pie eating contest. You think this is a gnomish made pie.
Ah.
Oh.
Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah?
All right. I need you to give me 2 saves. First a will and then a fortitude.
Is it that bad?
Which one would you like to do first?
We'll do the
Taffy,
fortitude, I guess.
can you do detect magic real quick?
Too late.
Oh, okay.
32 on the fortitude,
Okay.
27 on the will.
You barely catch yourself from fully disrobing in the middle of this kitchen. It was absent-mindedly going because you had to separate anything that would keep the source of this deliciousness between itself and you. And it was part of the way through when you realized that you didn't want to throw your armor set on top of Taffy in her present garb. But you stopped yourself and you just, it is quite literally the best pie you have ever tasted.
Right,
If
Taffy,
you
now can
hadn't
we
have
get
done
that detect
Dago,
magic?
if you hadn't just recently made Dago wings, you think you might have literally fallen in love with this pie. It's like someone has taken this past month to try to make that which would satisfy all of your cravings for what the concept of pie would be.
Was that just one bite that I took?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll continue eating.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude.
Hang on.
Well, I mean, come on. I almost took my clothes off for this pie. You think I'm going to be able to stop that fork? Am I using a fork?
Caslin, perhaps
No.
you want to take this in your bedroom?
Dude, we don't want you nude. Come on.
Kazan, it can't be that good.
Kazalin's thinking, on one hand, I need to prove that this is the best pie ever. On the other hand, this is my fucking pie. What to do?
Run.
I mean,
Caslin, take the pie to your bedroom, please.
I've tried one of them before. It was delicious, but it wasn't strip in the middle of the kitchen good.
Ugh.
I expect that out of Damos. I don't expect that out of you.
Why do you expect that out of me? Have I ever stripped in front of you guys?
I've heard stories of you dancing around Caden's keg.
Yeah, clothed.
That didn't happen later in the evenings from what I heard.
Farewell.
Davo's gonna go get changed.
Yes, he's going upstairs. He's going to go put something
I
warm
don't
on.
detect any magic. I think it's just a really good pie.
Caslin, take the fucking pie to your room, please.
Are you going to share or not?
Fine. Just try it.
So Alec comes over. One of the halflings brings him a fork, gives it a try. Now, I will admit I've always tried it towards the end. I've never tried one quite as fresh as this one. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. And he puts it in, and you just kind of hear this, oh, that pie's as good as sex.
Whoa there!
Taffy's gonna take up a fork and try
Is
it.
that actually pie? Give me a couple saves there, Taffy.
You said fortitude and will?
Yep, we'll start with fortitude.
Well, that's a natural 20.
Okay.
So 35.
All right, and give me your will.
And that's 17.
So as soon as Taffy takes a bite of the pie, it is a very similar sensation. Taffy is very compelled to take the rest of Caslin's pie. What are you going to do, Taffy?
You said very compelled.
Very compelled. What are you rolling over there, Shay?
Rolled a crafting check
Okay.
to check for alchemical
I rolled a
substances.
33 on thievery.
Caslin, give me a perception. So you do, well, you have to taste it first to know for sure. It smells like an excellently baked, amazing pie.
Here, how about this? I rolled a 27
Mm-hmm.
for a crafting check to see if these symptoms are similar to an alchemical formula that I know.
What's your perception check?
32.
So it is, as Alec is moving around, he's like, Stano, you absolutely have to try a piece of this.
I'm not going to take a bite.
You've got to try
I'm
a
not
piece of
going
this.
to try that.
It's amazing. We only have one slice. We only have one slice left. Caslin, did you already eat the other half of the...
No.
Where'd it go?
And I
Hold on.
can I say
I
that
rolled a 34
if-
perception on where the pie went.
if Taffy's
Well.
thievery check was a 33 and mine was a 32,
Mm-hmm.
that's very close. Can I like
I rolled a 35
maybe
stealth.
fudge the mechanic here and just say that I saw her take it, but I did not resist just because that I assumed that I passed the checks?
You think Alec took it,
And I did a 35 stealth just now.
right?
Oh, okay.
So the way Taffy has done this, she has made it look like Alec is the one who is absconding with the pie.
I see.
And you can't.
Well,
Wait, we
did Alex pass his checks?
failed totally.
Did I pass my checks?
You think Alec is the one who did it.
I mean, not the checks for the
Checks for the pie.
Will
for the
and-
pie, the will and the fortitude.
As far as you can tell, he is attempting to share the pie. If you
Well,
you're
I'm-
pretty sure that you would not have shared the pie if you hadn't have passed your saves.
Right, like that's what I'm.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume maybe it's him, but I'm not gonna freak out about it
'Kay.
because, like, as far as those two, I'm the only one here. I assume with a level head at this point.
More than
Stano hasn't tried the pie.
Stano and Damos have
As
a
far
level
as
head.
those two,
Right.
right.
Damos, you have to try a piece of
Oh,
this.
he's gone to change. He is gone.
Okay,
He
now,
thinks you're all bonkers.
I genuinely do not care for pie.
you will care for pie after a taste of this.
So you didn't answer my crafting question.
Right. What do you think it might be?
I think it might be like a love potion of some sort.
And what was your check again?
27.
From what you know, that if you do a twice bake on a love potion, it
Mhm.
would lose its effectiveness.
And there's been a twice bake on this pie.
You'd have to try it to know for sure. You've had a lot of different confectionery. You'd have to at least do a taste.
She'll do a small taste.
Give me a will save and a fortitude save.
Okay. The will save is 22. So no. The will save is 31. It's right there on my calculator.
Mm-hmm.
You said a fortitude?
Yep.
30.
So you have tried pies in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You've tried amazing pie in your past.
Mm.
Most of it has left you a little blasé, and this one, you can tell it was tailor-made for an individual set of tastes. But that said, it is light. The crust
God, now I want
is
pie.
flaky. The filling is this wonderful balance of savory, of wonderful little notes hitting up. You're pretty sure that there is some sort of magic involved in this, but the magic isn't to form some sort of compulsion. It appears that the magic here has been used to enhance the natural flavors that occur within the pie. It appears as though the combination of the container and likely the methods used for this were done in a way specifically to heighten flavors to near narcotic levels.
Jesus.
MSG.
I don't know why that hit me so hard, but yeah. Magical MSG.
The M stands for magic.
Magical sodium glutamate.
See, this pie is amazing. It's kind of surprised that they haven't been fought over every time that they've showed up. Caslin, who do you think has made this for you?
A very horny gnome.
Sprizzlegig.
I will say most gnomes that I know of.
Guess it doesn't narrow it down a lot, does
It
it?
does not.
I mean, that's fair. They're always up for new things.
And Taffy's right there. I'm not even going to modify it. No, it's true.
Taffy's not right there.
Oh, right.
35
Oh,
stealth.
well, Stano didn't notice that Taffy wasn't right there, so. Or Taffy was around.
It looks like there's something written in the bottom of this tin.
Oh, God.
It
Was it a
says
number?
you know where to go?
Do you know where to go, Cass?
I know where to go.
I
He
mean,
sounds so exhausted.
is it worth this? I don't know. It might be worth the pie, Caslin. I wish I knew someone who could bake pie this well all the time. Even Stano likes it a little bit.
It's fine.
Stano doesn't say that unless it's top quality.
If I go get to the bottom of this, I'm gonna need somebody who is objectable.
Objective?
That word.
Right.
So Stano, if you're not doing anything, it may be best to go investigate this pie.
Right. At least let me go get changed.
Yes. I will accompany you. We have that set up in your room. Here, if you'll follow
What is
me.
set up in my room?
Your brother brought that.
Right. That's not concerning.
Well, hopefully not terribly concerning. I think you'll be interested in it for sure.
The family double-ended diadem.
What?
We'll bring that up later.
I'm gonna let Deimos come back down now.
Lewd!
In much warmer
I
clothing.
quit. Give
Goodbye. Farewell. Never playing tabletop again. We're
All right.
done professionally.
So from this, we're going to pan over to Deimos as he is heading down towards his room.
Okay, hold on.
Yep.
Real quick. You said pan over, and I just got this image in my head of Deimos slow walking downstairs, hair blowing back like, she's all that. All of that. I'm never going to get that image out of my head. It's there forever now. It lives here now.
So Deimos, give me a perception check.
28.
So as you're heading towards the eastern side of the keep, a bit where the holding cells are, you hear what you think sounds like someone reading in a bit of a higher pitched but kind of somewhat gravelly voice. You think it might be Yolecha's voice. Do you want to continue on to your room, or would you like to investigate?
Yeah, I'll investigate.
So you move over. Do you want to just enter in? Do you want to sneak? How do you want to go about this?
Go in. He doesn't feel like he needs to sneak around the keep, so.
So you find that Yolecha is presently sitting down, and she is across from what appears to be a relatively young gentleman who is behind bars, wearing something that you associate as part of the livery for people who often do some of the kind of underhanded and types of activities for Andoran nobility, or assumed nobility. And it looks like you think Yolecha is reading. One, Yolecha is reading, but she's reading a bit slowly. You think she's reading a romance novel.
What?
And so she's reading the novel, and as she'd get to maybe a more complicated word or something that might be kind of a double entendre, and then she'd kind of pull over, and then the young gentleman would be like, you'd see him be like, help her sound it out, and she'd ask a question, and she'd be like, it means da 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 da. She's like, oh.
Yolecha's beauty. He's the beast. I just want to say.
Oh my
She's
God.
so sweet.
But doesn't that? Yeah, that's the point. And that's about the time that they take kind of turn and then look at you. They're like, "Hi, hi, Deimos. You're back."
Yeah, we're back for a little bit. You having fun?
Yeah, I'm having all a good time. Yeah.
Oh God, that's Yolecha. I forgot.
Did
Why are you so surprised? Of course Deimos will be back. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, how long's it been? About a month. Oh good, you're in short shorts and a vest and leather armor. Okay.
I believe actually Deimos is in chainmail.
Chainmail armor. Okay, good. You're ready. That's always good. Where's your detail?
ready for what?
It's been a month. My group failed. They'd be sending another one. Wait, did you just get back?
Yeah, we just got back. What's going on?
Oh, great Gozra. You need to get by your friends now before things go down. I don't know when they're coming, but I know they're on their way. If the first team fails, they always send in another team.
God.
They're not going to just let you be out and about.
God damn it, this fucking problem again?
Again, it's still the same one.
I've been gone a month. Leave me alone.
I didn't think I'd have such good company considering after how y'all had treated the bounty hunter, but...
Is he flirting with the bugbear?
Yeah. Wait, are you teaching her or flirting with her?
I've kind of wondered the same thing myself. Why not both? She's got a lot of layers.
Okay.
Like a parfait.
Yolecha, can you come with me? We need to go up. Can you, grab something warm from my room and meet us in the kitchens?
What do you mean something warm from your room?
My nipples are going to come off if I stay in this much longer. Please, go get me something warm.
See, that's why having fur is such a great place to go. Even if they perk up, you never know and the air doesn't hit them. It's great.
We were in a very warm place.
Ah, yes. Fine. It's
Meet us in
fine.
the kitchen.
Who is this dude, Deimos?
Would Deimos know who it is, or do I need to roll a society?
Give me a society check.
Let's see what I have here. Jeez.
And Randall, I'll see you again here soon.
Ooh, 30.
So, from what you can tell, he definitely appears to be someone who has had at some point a level of clearance. And you know that, especially if agents are captured and not expected back for some time, the first wave of agents tend to be a little bit more on the disposable side.
Oh.
They know that if they get caught, they're probably going to end up dying. And if they can be recovered, it's generally positive.
Wait, I thought the bounty hunter was looking for the other Deimos.
Yes, but this is not a bounty hunter.
This is the actual.
Yeah, but he mentioned the bounty hunter.
Yes. So you know that the bounty hunter y'all had eventually apparently had let go. The bounty hunter's no longer in the cells here.
He's fine.
Enough. It's not the worst things that could have happened to him.
Might be a little scarred for life, but you know.
And from what you can kind of piece together, it looks like at some point the strike team, having narrowly missed you on your first set, had gathered some additional information from that bounty hunter. Maybe they extracted him, maybe they didn't. But one of them had gotten captured in the process of it. And that happens to be young Reginald here, is the one who was...
I thought you said Randall.
Yeah, I think it was Randall. It could be... You know what? It's Reginald Randall.
Okay.
Reginald Randall. Last name Randall.
Okay.
So you don't know this one specifically, but you are familiar with some of the procedures on this, because you would meet these kind of young chaps after they would be sent after you. Sometimes intimately, sometimes not. You had a lot of fun times on the sea. You were away for times. It's not that they had a full division keeping an eye on you and trying to make sure you didn't get into trouble.
There's definitely a subcommittee.
But people are trained to be able to track you. And you're pretty sure that you've never actually dealt with a full-on actual strike team yet. You might have dealt with the strike team the first time someone overreacted with you being gone for longer than you should have out in the open sea. But that was a very, kind of curt affair, and you realized maybe you shouldn't go 50 miles outside of the standard shoreline trying to chase down slaver vessels. That might have been a bad plan. So, you cut it down to like only 5-10 miles offshore for a bit. And then you just dealt with these junior teams. You think you might be dealing with a more senior team.
Uh-oh. Okay.
If it's been about a month, they would have sent in an experienced team.
And then be nearly
Well,
there.
he's going to go find where everybody else went and
You gonna
hope
free the
Yolecha
dude?
brings him a damn shirt. No. He can stay there. That's okay.
All right, give me a perception as you are
Poor
moving
Reginald.
around the corridors.
30 again.
30? Excellent. So you are moving on. Yolecha is, as you get into the room, because you're like, where on earth is Yolecha? She is tearing through, looking for something that she would actually imagine properly covering Deimos. She's like, touche. Definitely not warm enough. Did he not pack any wools whatsoever? And like your clothes are like spread all across the room at this point.
That just kind of strikes me as Deimos, though.
Yeah, he's going to just grab something he knows is on the floor and just like, come on, Yolecha.
So, what do you think of Reginald Randall? I think he's kind of cool. I mean, once we got off the whole part of trying to, jump in and injuring a few of our fellow goblins and all that kind of stuff, he's been quite mellow.
I imagine he is, but he presents a much bigger problem.
Oh, what's that?
More of them.
Well, if they're more like him, we should be able to handle them with the goblins.
No, like, worse, Yolecha.
Like what kind of worse?
Like, stronger.
Like y'all?
Like, what?
Like y'all?
Y'all.
It could be worse.
Oh.
I
We
don't
should
know
probably
yet.
tell Alec.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you're in a hurry.
Yes, come on.
Ah, I'm pretty sure he's probably asking Stano the question now.
The question?
So now we're going to pan over to Stano and Alec moving up to take a look at Stano's room.
Mm-hmm.
So Stano, y'all are entering in, and give me a quick perception check.
I have feelings about this.
29. Unless it's for initiative.
No.
Oh.
You sense an aura.
Ow.
Okay.
Bless you.
Like, you didn't expect to feel this kind of aura. You kind of felt this kind of aura when you were around Alcetta's ring.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of felt this aura when you were around something like one of the totems while it was still kind of active in some of your first encounters. You sense an aura coming from your room. You want to go ahead and enter?
Yes.
So you enter into the room and everything appears to be normal, except there is, in the center of the room, a mannequin-styled dummy. The ones, they're typically missing the head that you would use for either armor or dresses along those lines. And you see there what appears to be an extremely similar gown to what you saw from Winthrop several months ago. But there's something a little different about it. One, similar color scheme. It's got those deep, deep reds, the blacks. But as you see it, you see that there's highlights where the sheen of what would be the lace almost appears to be metallic. You get in, you can see that it looks like there's different aspects of rune carving on it, and that's there. And as you look at it, you have a deep sense of magic surrounding this formal bridal gown.
Oh boy.
Your brother brought that. Apparently it does a nifty trick. And Alec goes over, and from an action that you recognize as kind of an aura shifting type of behavior, you see that it transforms itself into a resplendent full plate armor.
Whoa.
Nice.
From what you can tell, and you take a little bit of time to kind of study it and see the craftsmanship, from what you can tell, this appears to be the equivalent of a +3 greater resiliency full plate armor with what you think might be a limited shape change capacity. But there's something else about it that is just a bit outside of your general experience with arms and armor. There's some other aspect to it.
Why did he send this?
It was part of the negotiation. He said that you had requested funds from, whether it was your dowry or your ability to pull funds. This is what your mother had come up with, from my understanding.
Is it?
Yes. You see, your brother's plan was that if you came back with an appropriate, completing, verified claim that not only brought you back to the land of the living, but had you legally married under another respectable church, that you would then be able to be brought back into the Salisfur fold, and we would be able to appropriately challenge Sulius in the courts.
Okay. So who's mother's big pet project now?
Well, he gets down on one knee.
Oh. She is going to walk out of the room for a minute.
You startled her.
Alec is waiting there outside the door. Steno, it's closed behind you. Give me a perception check.
15.
Fantastic.
That's a natural one.
So what are you doing while you are hyperventilating?
She is definitely hyperventilating.
So what's going through Stano's head at this point?
One, she does not like commitment.
Yep.
It puts her in an uncomfortable place because relationships, whenever you're at her level, are contractual obligations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all she can really focus on, but she also is, like, really angry that her family is once again kind of taking her personal choices and trying to weave them into something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because she loves her family. She does. She absolutely adores her family, but she also knows that there's a lot of, like, political motivation among them, and she, as much as it seems, is really super not a political person. She likes to live on her own and just be her own little person and just do things very quietly.
So as a GM, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How far away are you from everyone else's lodgings?
So I think, I don't know how we actually determine this. I know she has a room that overlooks the courtyard, but I don't know if we ever determine how far away she is. She's probably not terribly far.
So with your 15,
Her
and
natural one.
your sense of
Frustration.
Your sense of frustration, the pool that you're having at the moment, knowing that behind the door there is a man who you have had a relationship with for quite some time, on his knee waiting for you to come back inside. You want to reach out to one of your friends. The question is, which one of your friends are you going to reach out to?
That's a loaded question.
Yep.
In this moment of literal crisis for Steno, your natural one has you actually reaching out. Who's it gonna be?
Is she supposed to be reaching out for, like, support?
At the moment, it's presently reaching out. Your decision helps
Support.
shape it.
Someone to share her panic with, that kind of thing.
She can reach out to Caslin.
Wow! That was not who I expected. I expected
So-
Deimos or Taffy, to be honest. But
All
Caslin
right.
does keep a good, cool head,
So,
usually.
Caslin, you are checking to see how many of these pies you've missed. You're making sure the things are put up in the armory. You're waiting for Alec and Stano to finish. And then you hear stomp, 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 stomp. And you're just like, Stano, yep. Whoosh. And give me what's your base perception DC?
15, I think.
Stano is the
Oh,
most...
DC,
Yeah.
DC, 25.
Stano is the most upset you have ever seen her. Ever. You've seen Stano bleeding for more orifices than she had cared to realize existed after a sword fight, and be more stable than what you witness her at presently.
Fine, we'll go get more pies. Come on, let's go.
I genuinely don't care who your family is.
Okay.
Great way to
But do
start
you
that.
not hate it when they decide to put their hands in all of your business and try and change it around? Is it not the worst thing?
Well, I can say that there's not much of my family left, but yeah.
Not now, but I'm sure it's happened, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little goblin who was assisting. What the fuck does that mean? I mean, Yagi's in our bullshit all the time, but I still show up to practice.
Yes, there's a difference.
It also
You
sucks
see
when
him
other
look up.
families try to tell your family what to do. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm kind of at the bottom of a shit pile. So yeah, I get it.
And I just... And it's another marriage contract. It's another marriage contract.
He has no idea what's going on there, does he?
What's marriage?
Oh!
I don't know what marriage is.
I mean, we shack up for a while, we have some goblin babies, and we kind of move on. I mean,
Is that really how goblins do things?
Probably.
At least this tribe, I guess.
Just marriage is like a legal contract that says that you're gonna stay shacked up forever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's only, 25 years? Goblin lifespan? That's not that bad. I mean, we've eaten shit and died for worse.
Human lifespans are around 60 to 70.
Oh.
And elvins are even more than that.
Oh. Are they hung well?
What?
I mean, if the sex is good.
Oh no.
I mean, there's a reason we use horse choppers.
I think...
No.
I quit. So realistically, I mean, it could be worse. It's at least it's somebody.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, yeah,
She cares
definitely.
about.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Shay knows that.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, who would you marry?
Oh, shit.
She just remembered she left him up there
Yeah.
all by himself,
All right.
waiting.
Demos.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
No.
22.
So you are blazing down by the halls, and then you notice Taffy's room door is open.
Okay. He doesn't anticipate Taffy being up here, so he'll peek in.
You happen to see what appears to be Spider Girlfriend and Wimble are unconscious.
Problem.
Oh.
The fuck?